the not so much.
In that game. The not so beautiful, the not so flawless play.
I feel like when you look back at that game and you just think about what happened, they made a couple of strategic mistakes in the draft. I think that game was really difficult. They ended up getting last pick Medusa when they had CK, and they let Nyx through to the second phase after picking Batrider second. So it's like,
yes,
you know, there's a couple of things VP probably regret after that game that they're going to adjust to, and here's the first one. They've banned Nyx this time.
Yep.
We'll see if they want to grab the IO again. Newbee seem to not care about it at all. They're just banning the same as last, Night Stalker, the Darkseer. What did VP ban last game? It was the Lich plus...
Was it the Darkseer as well? Or
no, that was Newbee's ban.
That was Newbee's ban?
They banned Lich and... I can't remember. Was it the Shaker or Sand King?
I would look it up, but I cannot.
I'm going to try to find it. Actually, don't remember.
Watch tab tournaments, the International 2017.
Thank you, Toby.
Yeah, I got your back, bro.
Where is it? It's here. That is not where I'm supposed to click. Keep casting, Toby. I'll find it. It's all good.
Let me analyze this draft. Hello, IO. Virtus.pro. So to pick that one up. Newbee. Santa Claus getting picked up.
I think that was what they meant.
We're trying to push him back into being the most picked hero at TI. He lost his title recently. But now he is back. Night Stalker being banned out. And we're going to go for Puck. So again, Newbee opening up with this slightly harder to read a draft. KP can play both the Sand King as well as the Puck, but of course it could be support, it could be mid. Very difficult to read from the first two pickups. Maybe that's what Newbee like a little bit more about, like VP getting that IO to start with. Like, it's very obvious how they're going to run their lanes. It's not going to be like this dual off lane we saw like LGD running with the Mag and the Nyx. It's not going to be that easy like buff up in the mid. It could be with the IO, but it's not going to be the harass style buff up. It's that like just difficult to kill kind of thing.
It's just very, like, both of these openings are not that telling. I would say the IO is the most telling out of the two. There comes the Ogre for solo. So it was the Sand King, I just checked. It was the Sand King that VP banned last game. And generally when you look at Newbee and you look at Kaka, he loves playing these Impale style heroes. He plays that Sand King and Nyx, both of them very, very well. Good at landing those line stuns and seeing the moments of opportunity. So they will be grabbing it this time now that it's through. And I don't blame VP for banning that Sand King, because I think it's been Kaka's best hero for quite a while as well. So, you know, like, pick your poison kind of thing. VP grabbed the Ogre, Solo's classic hero, together with the IO. This is going to be a sick carry that they build with this combination of supports. We might be looking at something like a really true late game carry here for VP. We've seen them play something like Faceless Void in a couple of their games. They could be playing that both carry or mid for no one. I think he actually played the Void mid in one game. Or we look towards something like VP maybe getting themselves a Medusa type hero that I know Ramses likes to play. Like, he's definitely played that well in the past. Classic carries that don't fit too well with IO would be something like Anti-Mage, who just can't keep up with his pace. You can't really use that together.
Yeah.
So that is probably not on the menu here for VP. Or maybe they just go back for their own classics, get the Ursa. I don't think he uses Bloodlust too well though compared to other carries, so we'll see. Why don't you just get Magnus as well VP, so you have the Empower too, and then we go. Then we have a true Loda alliance draft, you know. It's
you
like,
just sort of like lacquer on team fight after team fight after team fight.
Me carry buff me. That's the Loda Juggernaut draft with
no. If you're gonna go full alliance on this one, you need a lone druid to get like have the bear.
That would actually be nice.
The bear buffed up and go that front.
I can tell you a bear with Bloodlust and Overcharge is really sick. But
okay, so then you also need to buff it up with Alacrity. So you have the Alacrity from the mid invoker, which no one can play, and then you run your lone druid.
Yep. I don't think that's going to be the draft, Toby.
I don't think so either.
That would be lovely.
Yeah.
I like seeing that. However, this ban from Newbee I think is very good. They banned the Sniper. That's a hero that Virtus.pro love playing when they have the Ogre. So Newbee definitely with their homework on point here for what VP like to play, and then they ban the Sven, just like, you know, standard IO pairing.
It's the standard ban against a lot of teams in the second phase. It's just that the hero who has way too much physical damage, he just can't deal with it early on.
I think it's kind of overtaken as an IO pairing compared to some of the others in the past. Sven has kind of become that new IO favorite instead of Tiny. That said, though, I do think IO Tiny still has a place in competitive Dota and can be run, but we haven't seen it this tournament. Tiny is still unpicked entirely, I believe. one of the few remaining heroes that haven't been touched at all. I don't think it's been banned either.
That's the reason why I joked about it in the last game. Just like, hey, you can do IO Tiny.
Yeah.
Hasn't been picked. This actually, well, probably one of the few games where a puck gets picked up in the first phase and Dota Ranger is not banned out in the second phase. So something Newbee could potentially look at. Dangerous when you're up against an IO, however, to do it.
They might be right. They might be setting up for it.
Here's the Visage. So if they do this, you could potentially push the puck into mid.
Or the off lane, it's fine.
Yeah, I suppose the SK can also just be the roaming ganker. Yeah, that's fine.
Solo has that they're gonna pick Drow look on his face right now. And when you
do we want to pick Drow with an IO?
When your eyes start moving like that, that's when you've been Drow or Huskard. So he needs to plan ahead here. This is the tricky part. You kind of have this feeling, okay, Drow is coming. That's what we're expecting. I mean, Newbee don't have to do it. They can just do something else. But
you just pick a distance closer. That's going to intimidate them not to pick it.
You want to not overcompensate for the Drow pick right now. If you pick something that is specifically extremely good against Drow, but not against the rest of the lineup, then Newbee are just like, haha, we didn't want it anyway. And then you kind of cornered yourself. For example, a good example of that would be picking like a PA now. Where like PA is really good against Visage and really good against the Drow, but against Sand King Puck, not so much. Those are like harder matchups. So you want to wait and see if you can get that confirmed read, because else you're just picking a PA now, and then if Newbee go for another PA counter, it might just be too hard to play the hero. You can see they're discussing here like what the options are for what Newbee want to do, and they're going to go for a Lycan here. This keeps their options fairly open. Very strong with IO, by the way, for the reason that Howl is coded as a heal. So together with Tether, you can heal extreme amounts of health by combining those two abilities on the target. I believe if you do a little bit of quick math, at nighttime, Howl gives 400 health, right? It gives 400 health, which means the IO Tether target gets healed 1,000. Because IO gets healed 400, the target gets healed 400, and the target gets healed 150% of what IO gets healed. So it's a 1k heal instantly that you can just pop with the Tether. It obviously requires that both of them have lost health, etc., etc. But you know, it's cute. Sometimes it seems extremely broken. If you do it right.
It's just not a like.
There we go.
Okay, so it is going to be the Dota Ranger
anyway.
So it seems interesting to hear something like that, but right now I'm not feeling like they're going to be able to have that damage in time. Lycan's going to take a little bit of time to come online. The Ogre might be able to try and harass the mid, but now with this bonus damage on the field for Newbee, they can just run the lanes quite comfortably. In fact, with a DK being popped up in the mid, it's even easier, because you're not going to be feeling any kind of real pressure to kill off your mid heroes. Two very tanky cores in the mid. You just play someone who's got some good range and can bring them down. If not, actually even put the Dora Ranger herself into the mid lane to go up against that with a little bit of help.
I think this game is going to have a very narrow window where a lot of stuff will happen. Like the lanes in the beginning will probably play out. You know, Ogre and IO can actually harass and do a lot in the laning stage. Maybe they're not the best kill combo, but they can pressure lanes really hard if they play together. The reason I like this Lycan pick a lot is that he's like a hybrid thing where he is good against the Drow that you're expecting to come later. Lycan is a classic counter pick, just use your ulti and you just run at her kind of style. But he's also better against the remaining 3 heroes that Newbee already had than a PA, for example, would have been. So I think this Lycan pick was very nice as a solution. And they got the Drow they expected. There comes the Dragon Knight. So what's going to happen here is that Newbee will want to try to just build up in their lanes, get their Drow to level 6, get ready to start knocking down towers. And if VP are ready to fight, their lineup plays really fast in fights. Lycan is quick, Dragon Knight with IO is very strong and can deal a lot of damage pretty fast. And then you have both of them with Bloodlust. So this VP lineup is mobile. It's really, really fast. And I don't know if Newbee are in as good as a position as the last game. There's going to be the Queen of Pain to round it all off. That is an off-lane quap for Pasha. Very unusual pick these days, but again, it kind of maybe just ties into their idea of how they want to play the game. Like, get some levels. We want it. This time, we just want to fight them. Like, that's probably what they felt after the last game. Guys, we're VP. If we can't fight, it sucks. Let's pick heroes that can at least fight.
So that Newbee need something that's going to help them sustain and just win the fight hands down. That's what they need in return. But what do you get in that case? Do you get someone like a Death Prophet who's like, oh, if you want to initiate on me, I'm at least going to Spirit Siphon you out and have like a huge amount of physical damage? They still need a second tower pusher to go with the Dora Ranger.
I think Timbersaw is pretty good this game.
Timber?
He's good against Dragon Knight in lane. He's good against Lycan in the game. He's good against IO. There's 3 strength heroes.
Would you push him into KP's hands then and let...
Timber mid.
Oh, so you actually push Timber mid against the DK.
Because the problem is, like, when you look at VP's lineup, they can't put Queen mid. I think so. I mean, technically, they could put Queen mid, Dragon Knight safe lane, and then you off lane Lycan dual lane or something like that. But honestly, that sounds pretty bad. Yeah. So this Quap is not going mid. And that means you're guaranteed a melee matchup in mid. You know you're facing DK or Lycan. You can get an Ursa as well, or you can get the DP, which I like that pick as well. I think it's fine. Like you mentioned, it's good against, again, similar logic, good against Dragon Knight in lane, good against
It's no one's Queen of Pain. They're gonna put her. They're gonna put her in the mid.
What? Off-lane Dragon Knight, dude.
It's maybe.
Trixie was talking about this months ago. He was like, "This is the new thing," and then it wasn't.
Okay.
And then it wasn't for months.
Are we really using?
Look at see, rubbing his hands together. Let's go, boys!
I love this game.
I want to get some Dragon Knight steak. I don't know if VP feel like forced to do this just because of that DP matchup in mid, but this to me sounds like something that can either look incredible or just suck. Like those are the 2 options here. I don't think there's a middle ground.
If you're using Trixie as your reference, yeah, incrable or suck is a pretty big one.
That's pretty rude, Toby.
I love Trixie.
That's kind of harsh. But okay, I'll let it pass. It's okay. Go for it.
You'll let it pass. The rest of Finland shall not allow.
I'll allow it.
Oh man, but yeah, this draft from Newbee just looks really, really good. I'm wondering if they get as much space as they did last time. The rotation that came out from Mookie with Weaver, like he bumped up to the top lane. They tried to be the ones ahead of the rotation before VP. This game seems to be maybe a little bit different. Like who's able to get the rotations with these heroes?
So KP is playing the Death Prophet, and SC is playing Puck. Okay, I'm
sorry, what?
I have lost track of what is happening in this game now.
I'm not even going to look at predictions for this one. I'm going to focus on the lane. So it is Moogie's safe lane. They're going to run SC as the Puck in the mid, and it's now going to be an off-lane Death Prophet while we're running an off-lane DK. No one will take the Quap to the mid lane. Solo and Lil doing their thing with the Ogre as well as the Io, and Ramses is going to be that bottom lane like him with double slippers first. So looking to get that PMS and survive. And KP built boots first and a couple of tangos, like set of tangos for the offlane Death Prophet.
This is awesome. This game, like no matter what, this is just awesome. Man. I'm so curious here. This is an offlane Dragon Knight with Poor Man's Shield, Tango Flask. And he will be facing the Drow. I guess that's a pretty good lane if you're offlane Dragon Knight to face like this kind of physical damage only hero.
But it's going to be terrible because you've got no escape. The second she hits the second level up in the cold arrows,
it takes Drow a lot of hits to kill a Dragon Knight with Poor Man's Shield. A lot of hits.
I don't disagree. But then she gets level 6 and then it takes almost none.
Oh, but you know, I mean, if you at least are playing until level 6 as Dragon Knight offlane, that's pretty good, you know.
But what's your second plan for both of these off lane? It's like, do you bail off into your side camps and farm this off if your lane doesn't go well? Do you rotate? Does someone rotate to help you?
I think the main thing you just do if you're Newbee is that you make sure Drow gets to play. Like Drow gets a good start, gets that 6, and then everything else is secondary because when Drow has the 6, you can start activating your lanes way better. Just make sure she gets a good start. Try to get a read on what VP are doing with their lanes. Counteract it. And if you're VP, you want the support duo to get something done. Like Io and Ogre will want to put a lot of pressure because I think at this point in time, they are the 2 strongest heroes on the map when they combine. The Io Ogre duo is very powerful early on. And they're going to have to help out mid. Like no one is already under attack.
So is KP. Like you got Pasha being attacked, you got mid being attacked. Kaka is there for that. KP gets initiated on by Solo and just commits a Spirit Siphon. This is his way of surviving against Solo.
But you can have a look at Pasha top right now to get an idea how long this is going to take.
Grave Chill, attack.
He just stood still. Like, come on.
Dragon Blood and full PMS up. Yep, got this. 11.3 regeneration with a Tango Munch.
Yeah, 7 armor and the base regen plus 4.
It's funny to watch like both teams experimenting with it. It does really look like hard off lanes to kill. Kaka, a little bit of a trouble for him. Getting caught by Solo in the trees, but at least he's taking the Ignite and not KP. How's no one looking for CS in the mid? It's 5-3 up against SC's 4-3 and still fighting underneath the tower. So that's not terrible. It's the Lycan who's having a great time. Ramsey's at 11-4 is CS.
Yeah,
looking a lot better than the Draw Rangers is, but Draw Rangers' attack animation is also ass.
We're generally seeing these safe lane Lycans get a lot of CS in lane just because of how good his base damage is, plus Feral Impulse, plus Quelling Blade. Like right now, Ramsey's attacks deal 100 damage each on creeps. It's very difficult to contest. All right.
Nice.
That's surprising. Ogre just found Sand King, and Solo went for the 1-1-0 build. He's probably going to start maxing Ignite now, or Bloodlust, pardon me. But that was, that's what sometimes happens at these runes, you know. Both heroes want to go for the rune. Sand King was fairly low. Nice first blood here for Solo on that Ogre matchup.
Yeah. Nice little dream start as well if you're a Yoga. Looking to get the levels, looking to get the boots, looking to get the movement speed.
Toby, I'm just saying, this offlane Dragon Knight has 9 CS and he's level 3. And you were questioning. You were like, this is not...
Oh, I was questioning it, throwing it down. Just like, I questioned the Trixie, alright?
You're like, this is not going to work against Drow. I'm like, look at this, man. Okay. He is actually... Look!
Dude, later on, it's not going to work against the Drow Ranger. At the start, like, it's the level 2 cold arrows I was talking about, but Mugi's prioritizing into the aura. He's going for a 1-0-2. On the Drow Ranger.
Look at this attack. Oh, 25 damage. What am I going to do with my 7 base regen? He's actually almost out healing the attacks of Drow.
They're rotating up. Here goes your stun. Ignite as well. You got the Breathe Fire. Mugi's got a couple of one-shots up his sleeve, but Faith, Grave Shield, needs to create space, but cannot do enough. But as she puts himself in harm's way with no cloak to protect him, Faith will go down under the tower in Virtus.pro, and now 3-0 on the board after 3-2-2.
And that's what the IO Ogre can do. This is that exact play where these two heroes together can just dive towers. Ogre is super tanky with 8 base armor. You see him rocking this Boots, Lace, Orb of Venom build. This is like as early game oriented as you can get with your item build. And they just dive in. The IO Ogre together is one of the strongest support pairings early on in the game. And
hey,
just punishing Newbee there.
You're questioning KP's offlane. This man's gone 15 for 7 on the offlane, Syndred.
Yeah, it's going great for both offlaners.
He's got more CS than the Lycan has at the moment.
I mean, Dota isn't that simple of a game, you know. Like sometimes, you know, this famous quote from the artist saying, "Anything can work." That's Dota for you right there.
It's always that beautiful thing, right? Like no hero is a support. No hero is just like they're not just one thing. They can be anything as long as you can make it work. The cool thing is about this, like Solo as well as Io rotated up towards the top lane, and here they come again looking for Mugi. Mugi reads this coming, Faith, well, look at it.
This is a problem though. This is what Drow cannot have happen in her games.
Yep.
She is getting forced into the jungle minute 4.
But when this happens, that's when like Kaka was attacking into the bottom lane. It's when KP gets up in Ramsey's face.
No, when this happens, you just get dove in the jungle as well. That's what happens.
Boy.
Here they go.
They need mana. They need mana for Ogre. He doesn't have a stun available. Mugi can also move over to the shrine, but now that no one's blinked forward, he's got 3 points up in screen, but they don't even need it. Underneath the tower, they'll find the kill. Dro will now have her 2nd death.
God, I love this hero so much. I miss playing Ogre. That's not something you hear every day, but man, this hero is so fun actually. Look at that.
It's just the voice lines.
It's like everything about that hero. Just look at him, man. Look at how this hero is and its voice lines and how you play the hero.
Oh, mid lane, SC, try to play no one. The silence did not last long enough.
So what SC was trying to do there was to orb in, get the orb on no one, then level up from the CS and skill coil and coil, but he wasn't fast enough. That was very close to being one of those like perfect level up plays that we see sometimes in that mid lane. That would have been beautiful from SC, but yeah, this is a puck favored matchup, and he even has Drow Aura, so I'm expecting SC to do big things this game from that mid lane. They're probably going to need it, because their safe lane is doing very small things, or big bad things.
They're switching lanes.
Yeah.
KP's going to TP up to the top. He's finished up Strength Treads on this Death Prophet, and can then go top. His base damage is 77. That ain't too shabby. No wonder he's having some good last hitting.
Oh. Faith tried to get into his jungle. Oh, here comes
but
the puck,
SC, the damage. Does he have enough to kill off Lil? Kaka, he can't reach it for the Burst Strike, but the Dream Coil is what gets the kill onto Lil. And Solo trapped up. Pasha moves over. Dragon Tail Stun onto the puck. He's got 9-1 charges plus the Orb. The Orb will move in towards the front lines. Caustic Finale should be able to pop on Solo as he moves towards the Tier 1 tower. Kaka, Burst Strike. He could use it to ensure the kill. The attack from the tower is on Numb. Solo does not have a TP scroll, so they're letting SC take that into the tree. trees and into the tree. There we go, into the trees and found him. He'll take the ignite, he'll take the damage. But SC will get the kill solo.
Oh, this hero.
And he ends a dominating streak. He got 320 gold for a kill on a support ogre.
It's important that the puck gets activated here. This is Newbee's way back into the game. And I'm saying back in, it's 5 minutes in, but that early game was starting to look really scary very fast, simply because of it being a drow strat that got countered very hard in the lane. But SC still has a lot to play around with on this puck, and he is making a very good move for his team there by rotating to the top lane.
God, Solo is being such a great pain in the ass to Newbee. Puts the observe ward behind the tower, so yep, they'll find Faith. Mugi's still nearby, but he's a level 4 Drow Ranger, like with a 1-1-2. He doesn't have that much presence. And with the puck rotating around trying to help out, they actually move KP now into the mid lane. You have that game of musical chairs where everyone looks like they're in the correct lane. Death Prophet, now Spirit Siphon, Trouble, maybe not. Maybe with a Sonic Wave, KP still surviving through this because of the ward charges. He makes a break for the tree line, but no one. The Shadow Strike was still on him. Solo wants to escape. Faith comes up through the rear. You can stun him all you want, but SC now with the double kill, making it 4 in total for him, and takes the haste rune. At 8 minutes is actually, it's Ramses who has it. Chasing SC, he'll have to get himself in range of the Shrine for the heal. Ramses can stick around for the damage, but he decides not to. Happy the Shrine burns.
Yeah, force them to Shrine there and then get out. Again, a good counterplay here from SC on the puck. There's a lot of pressure on his shoulders to perform in this game, I think. And he's delivering so far. That play from VP, I think they overestimated how much damage they really had, or they didn't expend the Sonic Wave very early. Maybe they thought they wouldn't need it, but when those 2 siphons came out from KP, he stayed alive very long and got his team those 2 kills. So it was 2 supports for a core kill. It's pretty even at this stage anyway.
They're coming again. They're going to get rid of the Observer Ward, which was giving Mugi just the security to stay in his own jungle, but he's on top of an Observer Ward. There is no safety. Kaka was making the most of the top lane space.
Dragon Knight is level 8 with 50 CS, so he's a core that they can really play around right now. He's offlane Dragon. He's the second highest net worth in the game, only behind the puck right now. Pasha is getting a lot. Could pop his Dragon form here and look to knock down this tower, and I think Newbee will concede it. It seems like really difficult to defend.
SC just TP'd in.
All right, maybe.
You also have Drow Ranger. Oh, she's so damn close. She needs 13 points of experience right now.
She's going to go and get this a little.
Actually, a little bit more.
Kill this Ice Ogre and get her 6. And then
yeah.
That's going to activate their lineup a lot more as well. Will boost the DP Phoenix, that's a Visage, and the puck.
They're smoke ganking top.
Oh, it's not an easy kill. If Io is in range, they won't kill this guy. I think that they're thinking twice. Like,
Io is not in range. Io is currently farming and waiting for the 10-minute rune. And maybe that's the other thing they waited for, is the fact that Io wants to go back to the rune. Pasha adds the pressure. Death Prophet's TPing in. And they're thinking Io is in range, or else they wouldn't have brought KP in. They didn't need him for this fight, or maybe they did. Pasha will fall. KP gets the kill.
Yeah, they actually needed him. I think that TP play would have worked. Io was far enough away. Newbee called the bluff, basically.
And KP's going to push. Exorcism is up. They can actually beat into the tier 1 town while the Dragon Knight's down. And Drow Ranger has given them the level 6 now, so she's done a job.
Explain me this, Toby.
Yeah?
How are these fish that DP has flying around, how are they her sisters?
What you don't actually understand is underneath that veil is a fish mouth.
Really doesn't look like it when you look at that veil, Toby. That looks like a ghost to me.
See, you can see the wet patch from her slobbering.
Maybe ghosts are just related in a different way. I don't know. Oh, bottom lane. Ramses is actually going to pop the shapeshift here to try to go for Kaka. He has sticks, though. Yeah,
he does. He's waiting for the Burrow Strike timing. He'll stun up on Ramses, and in comes Faith. They slow down Solo, and Mugi is coming through the side, so they'll kill off Solo. Ramses, he'll also do his TP. There is no stun to cancel it. But a 1-for-1 trade-off and your expected phase shift, but the tier 1 tower, Mugi will deny on the bottom lane.
And they claimed the top one, right? Yeah, that didn't get denied. So that went the way of Newbee. Didn't get the last hit, but it didn't get denied. So good influx of gold for the Newbee squad. And they're going to need it. Like, they're still, this farming of VP is looking very good in this game. And we talked about the core matchups, like the Drow versus Lycan later on in the game can be very dangerous. So yeah, VP are looking a lot better in this one.
It's like how both sides, like I don't want to say they're playing mirror matchups, but they're playing, which is very difficult when you start with offlane DK as well as offlane Death Prophet. but top lane, yeah, that's a very, very dead hero. Oh, then again, relocate in. KP Spirit Siphon gives her a lot to fight with. The Dream Coil as well as the Orb attack. KP almost killing off Solo. SC will do it himself, but he came in too close for it. The Sonic Wave killing him while he was stunned up. There was 16 one charges that SC wanted to trigger, but he was waiting until the last moment and loses his life for it.
Oh, they're gonna go for Pasha here. Birds and Sand King.
Oh, in through the rear.
I didn't get the stun off.
Sand King, where are these birds drops? They're waiting for it. They're keeping the damage going so they can turn their attention into the 3 chain stun. First Barra Strike, second is to stomp down no one. He's actually got the life to survive this. 11 one charges and will escape.
That 10 strength talent as well, that's a lot.
And now another tower. So you've taken 2 towers, Virtus.pro, but both have been denied.
Yep. And that moment before top where the puck came in, SC made a bit of a mistake in that moment. I think he was feeling the pressure when he TP'd in. So he got the coil off, but he silenced the ground. He actually coiled, silenced, and then orbed. And I think he just silenced absolutely nobody next to that tower. That could have been a very different fight if that would have connected, unless I misread that, but I'm pretty sure he just silenced absolutely nothing. Sometimes those mistakes can be costly mid-lane.
Yep, Spirit Siphon, KP's going to get it off right now. Karka looking for the double Barra Strike. You can see Solo as well as Pasha trying to dodge it. Sentry Ward's down, so Karka very, very visible. They'll take another 2 kills here, Virtus.pro.
Oh, Lycan using Shapeshift, they want to dive.
Yeah, they're coming in for the back line. Moogie is around the corner, so is SC. Ramses, that's a lot of damage. The Dream Coil will hold him there. Faith needs more life, does not have it. And the arrows, they're not doing enough work. And in fact, if they can run in closer, SC and Moogie under the tier 2 tower, why run? When you can blink, you do get silenced and locked in position. Moogie will fall. Puck already jaunted herself away to safety.
That's a VP dive right there. That's a VP.
It was effective, but they're not like letting him go. Karka, he actually TP'd himself into the shrine so they can try and catch up at least Lil, which they will be able to claim into the hands of SC.
We tried to relocate out as well. That's pretty big. That's a 100-second cooldown, and honestly, just a bit of a waste from Lil. I think even if he gets out there, not realistic that he can bring back a hero with him or come back alone and then survive. So just a bit of a panic reload that ends up failing here. And that cooldown could matter if Newbee can set up a play in the next minute. They should have heard that he tried to use relocate as well on that companion queue. So.
Newbee are prepping themselves for a push. Barra striking the wolves so SC can actually get the arcane rune. But KP's got Exorcism, and I wonder if you now look at KP almost like a Rasta. Like you have to push and push and push every time Exorcism is off cooldown.
I think the main problem once again is just this Drow is. It's not like he's completely destroyed, but he's still fairly far behind. And this core matchup that he has against this Queen of Pain and Lycan makes it very difficult for him to join fights. So realistically, Moogie has to just farm for the next while, at least until he gets this Force Staff that will help him create some sort of distance. And during that time, his team can try to push, but it just seems really hard for them to be able to just go to a tower, use Exorcism, and expect to get away with that. Like, VP are going to be ready on defense duty with this extremely powerful Queen of Pain they have right now. Level 12 with Veil and 100 CS on no one's quap. It's not easy to just go into that.
Thought Moogie was going to be a team player. He's going movement speed to try and get away from VP. I think it was Blitz I was having that conversation with about, like, Hurricane Pike and why do you actually spend that much money on a full Hurricane Pike? As opposed to just keeping the Dragon Lance and going for the other critical items you need. But I suppose in this game, positioning is everything. You want the 4-star.
Drow is a positioning hero. She can't really do much else, right? So she has to play position.
Unless you turn her into the damager. Pick up something like a Maelstrom.
Yeah, but you have to play in position.
They're going to fortify on this tower. You still got the catapult there beating into it, but they want to get the denial. KP, they won't get it this time.
This
2 out
Knight,
of 3 towers tonight.
This Dragon Knight's really tanky. 2100 health, like 25 armor. Actually more, he has 30 armor when he uses his armlet. So 2100 health, 30 armor, and a Wisp behind him, and Bloodlust.
Alright, SC, you really want to go for this? It gets the Veil onto no one Solo and Pasha. But there's no follow-up. Lycan's going to shapeshift in a level 2 Necrobook ready to run around the back lines. And the Wolves are doing so much scouting. They know exactly where Faith is. They know no one else is behind it. They understand there's only 3 heroes actually fighting for this mid tower. Karka is trying to get his Blink Dagger money on the top lane, but he's still short by 200 gold. So while Virtus.pro take this tier 2 tower, all Newbee can do is just sit there and watch. They need both of their Blinks. the SK and the puck. The only upside for is the fact that Newbee was still getting a lot of space to get levels, so he's about to hit his second level up in marksmanship.
That's going to help him quite a bit. It's extra 20 agility. Increases your farming speed by quite a lot. Helps the team a little bit as well, of course, with that aura. That's, what's that, like 7 damage per hero? I guess that?
Well, it's 44 right now, and it went to 52.
So 8 damage. Not too bad.
You're close in.
Yeah. Here comes Sand King's Blink when he wants
And
it.
here's Puck's Blink.
So this is a good spike for Newbee to try to use now that they have these items. I think if they just slow this down and just farm, they're going to get picked off and eventually lose. Oh, the wolves are on SCC's tail. He can't blink. He has to jaunt this orb.
And this is bringing him closer towards the tier 2 tower, running away from Ramses. Does he have the time? Phase shift now. Blink will come off cooldown. He's got his TP scroll available too. Another quick orb, but the Yule Scepter, is the orb going to last long enough? DK was already there waiting for him. And Puck needs a way out. Phase shift once more. And now Blink, but he's burning still. SC will go down. Karka adding pressure to the tier 2 tower on top lane. Actually fakes the blink up and goes down to the tower, but he brings the tier 2 tower down to 5-2-4.
Made the best out of that situation. The puck dying is a big deal, but it's a lot of space. At least the chase took them like 15-20 seconds, so they managed to get a little bit of damage out on that top tower.
Solo and no one are coming for a kill. Their observer ward is looking at the Visage, but what they really want is to draw a Ranger once more. And Smoke will break. A quick gust from Mugi. Doesn't actually connect on his target. And Faith, well, getting body blocked up by his own creep wave, has to use the familiar drop to create more space.
Failed. Not surprising.
And they smoke again.
Oh, he smoked in the creep wave with no one, and that got pinged out by the DP.
Maybe they're thinking it is going to be Roshan. That's where like it is at the moment.
I think this is some next level stuff from VP. They wanted them to see that smoke, so that they're scared and standing back, and then VP want to roach, but Newbee aren't taking this bait.
Yeah, and Solo is de-warding the Observer ward. They understand what's going on. This has to be the perfect epicenter from Karka. They have to get the timing right. There goes your orb. The Forest strikes on the Queen of Pain plus the Gust. Quap will die. No, she won't. Defensive Yule Scepter ram because the Aegis the Immortal. Dream Call is nice. Puck takes a stun. Quap takes a stun, but she's still alive for the moment on the back line. SC so low. The Wolf of Ramses was finding that kill. A double kill across the board from both sides. VP retreat back to their shrine to trigger it. They keep the Aegis, the Immortal.
I want to point out how good of a play this was from no one. That, to many, that would look like a completely idiotic move, what he did. He walked in on the right side here. He's going to get jumped, but somebody has to take the bullet here, because else Newbee get this full combo into the pit. So they're going to send in their Queen of Pain. The moment she drops, they howl. So he gets healed enough here to survive when he blinks out, and then his good friend, no one, that's himself. But it's fair enough. His good friend Lil is going to come in and heal him as well. So that was a very, very difficult fight for VP to play, but I think it was the right setup. The alternative is you run the Dragon Knight to the right, and then Queen stays in the pit. But one of the two has to go out there, or yeah, maybe the Ogre could have also done it, actually, but just someone in that moment, and they felt like Quap could take enough damage and still survive, and that was the perfect read.
She almost didn't. Like, if that wasn't a level 1 silence from the Death Prophet, she wouldn't have survived. She wouldn't have been able to blink out in time.
Oh, epicenter.
Yeah, Karka lets it rip all over Solo with the orb damage and Soul Assumption. Faith will take the kill. And Ramses, he's looking for something else. The Wolves, they are looking everywhere. Ramses is having a fantastic game here. And with familiar drops, no. He's holding on to them. Now they're going to drop.
Birds as well, if they want. Looks
they
like
will.
They do.
That's easy money. Even Dragon Tail starting. They commit to one.
Top.
Draw Ranger.
Have the Yules.
TP won't happen in time. As you said, the Yule Scepter is up, and Mugi, 13-1 charges, potentially can make a break for the tree line. It's going to use it, but it's already dead. And they're out before Karka can arrive.
Now Lycan's going to use the shapeshift running at SC. SC does not have a TP on him. It's in the backpack.
He has to all jump out. He's on the cliff.
This is actually a pretty good position for him right now.
Yeah.
Blink into the Roche pit and be fine. Oh, no, better farm, guys. I'm not up here. That's actually so cocky. I can't believe it.
What are they going to do to stop him? Lycan cannot scale hills.
But they have other heroes that could maybe connect there, you know? Like, I guess he sees something with his ward up top. He sees the Ogre.
Quap's the only one that would really be able to do it properly.
Yeah. Speaking of Quap, the 4th hit is coming close for no one.
Necro Books just looking to force the lane every time. Big props to Ramses for how much vision he is giving for every single fight. I don't think there's been a point where VP have been surprised by Newbee's positioning at all. Maybe that's not so great feeding the Necrobook to KP.
This hero seems to be really powerful. There's multiple teams running Lycan with great success. EG has not lost a game, I think, yet with their Lycan either. Or maybe they've lost a single, but it's been having a very high impact in every game I've seen. Wolves are on the hunt again. He will get a little bit of information with this first wolf in the dire jungle.
You see just how defensive they're being. FaZe holding himself back behind the tier 2 town. We can also look at No One and SC, the two big players from either side. The builds slightly modifying up. The blink into Veil, as opposed to the Yules in Veil, but Quop still on her way towards the Orchid. And Puck needs his Yule Scepter.
Yeah.
Needs more control, but more evasion than anything else.
Yeah, he's expecting this Orchid to come in from the Queen. He saw the Oblivion Staff, and he has to counter-itemize because the Queen will be targeting him with that Orchid.
Yeah.
Have him relocate top. Kaka gets Breathe Fire at the same time.
Oh, TP out. They've got the Yule Scepter once more. No one. Time and time again, they get this to work. Does Newbee try and punish on the relocate back? Ogre's hanging around. They have the Observer and Sentry. Solo and Ramses reveal themselves on bottom. But the relocate is just so far south that there is no punishment space.
They're playing really well around relocate VP. This is a different beast than in game number 1. They get to play the IO the way they want, and suddenly it looks like a completely different hero. This tower's gone as well. VP extending their lead. Looking for Roshan, so the Aegis will be reclaimed momentarily. They might just look to high ground with their Necrobook.
Yeah, Ramses goes in, hasn't triggered the Necro yet. They still have that Aegis to the Immortal. It doesn't have much longer left on it, however. It's only got another 15 seconds before it's going to burn, but they get the fortification down from Newbee and do some chip damage to the tier 3 tower.
Ramses needs to be careful here. If he goes in now on this wave,
yeah,
he can get killed.
The Aegis will be gone.
It's expiring now. Let's see if VP... Oh, they don't care.
Yeah, well, Pasha's committed Dragon Form. Here comes Kaka with the epicenter, the damage into the Dragon Knight. Lil trying to actually repair him, but he cannot do enough in time. In fact, getting caught by the Dream Call into the Soul Assumption. And Virtus.pro, maybe you should have had a care in this world. Lycan has to shapeshift to run away. Puck's trying to catch up to him in time. It's too far to go. But 3 heroes lost, 2 supports and a DK.
I'm surprised they went for that. That looked a bit just, I don't know, arrogant almost, naive. That Dragon Knight could just, I mean, it is a tanky Dragon Knight. Let's be real. He's really tanky, but he doesn't have magic resistance. And these heroes are destroying him. If he had a hood there, this would have been a totally different story. But the itemization of DK right now doesn't allow for that style of play. The Blink Dagger has 0 value. So you look at his net worth and you're like, this is a farmed Dragon Knight. But that's 2k of his net worth in that fight is inactive. So it's a 6k net worth Dragon Knight, who's standing on the enemy high ground 25 minutes in and expecting to survive that. If they let Newbee set up like that, that's just not going to happen.
Yep. And this is now going to give items into Newbee. Moogie's looking to pick up an S and Y. Your Yule Scepter for the Puck is completed, flies out in the courier now. Death Prophet has Solar Crest plus the Yule Scepter and is looking for a Blink Dagger onto KP, so he can be the initiator. Even Kaka is so close to finishing up his 4-star. You're adding all of these critical items, and the Aghanim from Visage is now 1,400 away from it. These items are going to allow Newbee to have far superior fighting to what they used to have, which basically brings them on par with VP.
That was definitely a big mistake VP just made there. That kind of broke the game wide open again.
Yep. What was actually the swing? So you went from about 3k in the net worth to about 1,000 in favor of Virtus.pro, just under it. And Newbee, for the first time in this game, actually lead the experience run.
It's also a bit of a momentum swing. It's one thing that they get these graphs the way they do, but these deaths from VP allow Newbee to get some time to push their waves out, get their cooldowns back, and feel comfortable in the game.
Kaka, that's ballsy, Kaka. Ramses, the Sentry Ward, he Burrow Strikes and then blinks away. I don't know if he's trying to bait out the Necrobooks for a tier 2 tower kill or something, but Sandstorm underneath the tier 2 tower in front of the entire VP lineup. VP will not be making the same mistake again. No, they're gonna go away. I think VP's play now was, okay, you know what guys, that was too much. Let's chill, get the top tier 2, now we've taken all the outer towers, farm the map, wait for Roshan, get our BKB on the Lycan, and then we can think about going again.
I would actually still really like to see a hood on Dragon Knight. I think it would be a really good investment, to be honest. I know this is late into the game to buy a hood, but look at what problems he's facing and what he's against. And remember, he's an offlaner.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to itemize a lot of damage. He has a Queen of Pain and a Lycan to deal the damage for him. If he's like a controlling, tanking beast, I think it's really good as well.
And instead, right now, he's just trying to get the evasion. He's trying to go for the Solar Crest.
Yeah, he's going to get the Crest. It's also a good item, of course.
Oh, wait. Are we actually going to get Tesla Ranger? You got the point booster in the Drow Ranger at the moment.
I think this is an Axe. It could be a Scotty, but
Yeah, it's a completed Ags. He's finished the entire thing. It's on the courier.
Oh, he has it.
We actually have Tesla Ranger.
Well, not yet.
Not yet. We need to have the Maelstrom. He's going BKB next. Shame, shame, shame. But still, with the Aghanim Scepter, this is a lot more difficult now for like Wolves and Necrobooks just to easily force into the buildings.
It also increases his farming speed.
Oh yeah.
He farms a lot faster. He just cleared an ancient stack or an ancient camp rather.
Yeah.
A few seconds there.
He's put in the Maelstrom for Mjolnir build into his quick buy as well. We'll see which one he wants to go first. The BKB for immunity is obviously a nice thing, but right now the rest of his team is doing good work, and with a Blink Dagger, like soon onto KP, like he's already going to be the front line of which VP can't deal with, so Dro's just got to keep a distance. And it's kind of odd to also see you go Aghanim Scepter before you get Maelstrom, because normally it's the other way around. Maelstrom allows you to farm faster to get the Aghanims.
Yeah, I wonder what the logic is here about that order.
It's probably because he just had the money.
I wonder what the... If you just think about the math for it, yeah, Maelstrom increases your farming rate by a lot, but not this much, I think. Like, his damage is so high now that the Chain Lightning does not compare to a Split Shot. It's also a more expensive item, but it also, the stats on it are way better as well. Like, all of this... nice to get that health, the agility for Drow.
It's because it's not a natural progression. Like, they had a great fight, but he got a crap ton of money in, and he could just afford the entire thing straight up.
Oh, Ramses.
Yeah, Wolves are scouting out, however, he just sees so much.
VP need to be careful to not drop the ball here. If Newbee get ahead in a fight, I don't think they can lose it. Like,
Roshan's up.
Their lineup is very naturally snowbally in fights where the Exorcism is running, and you have the Drow getting right clicks off, and the Visage Burst will keep dishing out damage. So if VP aren't very careful, and they just lose a hero fast, I don't think they're coming back into the fight realistically. So, gotta be very cautious not to get jumped. And Rosh this is going to be the most important moment of the game, what's about to come up here.
Yep, and both teams are watching it so closely. You got the defensive observe ward up from Newbee, so no one from VP will aggressively assault in unless they're going to basically smoke into the enemy jungle to find a kill before Roshan. So it's very defensive wards. Both wards are on their side of the river, but it lets them cover the front of the Roshan pit.
Looks like
and then Familiars look inside.
Mugi changed his plan, by the way. It is going to be the Maelstrom before the
Okay.
So full damage.
It makes so much more sense though, and especially just to get that, and then you can go into the BKB before you finish at the Mjolnir.
Yeah, just get the Maelstrom at least. I think this is a better choice.
Yeah,
he has the Pike to position himself.
VP just smoked in
his Dragon Knight.
They're starting up Roshan, burn the Necro books, burn the Dragon form, and Newbee also. Okay, here comes the TPs. They smoke before the puck of the Drow Ranger already, but yeah, this Roshan dies so quickly. Familiars can't get in, and Pasha actually farms both of them on the way out of the pit.
That's why the Solar Crest is very valuable. Kill the Rosh a lot faster here, Pasha. If he didn't have the Crest, that could have maybe turned into a fight. But Newbee, we're probably not expecting it to be this fast. It's just like here, it's nighttime, there's Howl, there's Book, there's Crest.
Yeah.
That's a quick Rosh kill.
So how does VP now approach this? You have an Aegis the Immortal on your Queen of Pain. You've got the cheese on the Lycan. But pushing into the Newbee lineup inside their base seems like a really bad idea. You can't keep the creep wave up because of what the Drow Ranger is built into. You can't just go inside the base because then you're battling against an SK which you cannot stop. You can't stop it from getting the epicenter. You cannot stop the Dream Call from SC. They got a lot of control from Newbee, a lot of damage where Aegis and Cheese may just mean that you just died twice with the Aegis and there's no rebuttal.
You can play a bit of a slow Aegis here, I think. That's fine for VP. You know, farm up, get another core item. There goes the Shiva from Crop. It's going to help a lot. The BKB on Dragon Knight, I think it's important. Like, I was talking about the Hood. Of course, the BKB will be a better version. Oh, they found it.
Yules, you got the Orchid available because there's still the Yules from the puck. So it's this bait game. A blink up from SC. Phase shift too strong. Can't find him. No one's trying to. SC will get his TP out. No one won't find him in time.
Oh, they may have found the Sand King
Oh.
here. Lil.
Yeah.
Courier.
Kaka just wants out.
Yeah, Kaka's out. They didn't get any kill. So what I think VP could do, it looks like they might just go down bottom and try again. But I think waiting for this Dragon Knight BKB is really valuable because then they have this frontline Sieger that feels safe. Like right now, it doesn't seem like any hero can feel safe. They could do it with Queen though, with this Shiva and the Aegis. He has 30 armor and 2k health, so is pretty tanky, of course. Second life makes a big difference.
Oh, look at the clearance. Orb as well as Crypt Swarm.
Yeah, the amount this Drow clears waves really fast.
Yeah, especially when they're chipped down by everybody else. That's why I don't see VP being able to get inside the base of Newbee. And even if they do take a lane of Rax, it's still not enough. This could be one of those games where we actually have Megas on Megas because both teams are just so adept at defending high ground. Maybe not so much the Virtus.pro lineup, but definitely the Newbee lineup.
Like, we push wave, you push wave, but VP have access to the jungle. So if Newbee are just standing here, they're losing a full triangle every minute, which is about, what's that? Like 600 gold, 500 gold?
Oh, the silence on Puck. Has the Eul Scepter up. Now maybe baited in. Pasha too far in the front lines. The Burrow Strike is there. Mugi just letting the fire rip. The Sonic Wave massively ineffective. And look at the bounces. This throw ranger, they have to stop it from doing the damage, but the Familiars are holding him in position. Death Prophet with merely a distraction, but Ramsey's now inside the base. Cannot kill off Kaka, doesn't have the vision for it. The silence of the Queen of Pain. It's the gust from Mugi. It's enough control, and Io came in to help, but all Io ends up doing is dying as well. VP tried to force the issue. The Aegis Immortal will allow Ramsey to TP away to safety. Pasha, maybe not so lucky, blinks up in 2 seconds time. SC, does he find him? He guesses the wrong side of the trees. Checks the lane instead, and he will not find the DK or the Lycan who are home.
VP are just running their heads into a wall a bit. I don't know. That's the exact same play they did last time. This time they might feel like, okay guys, this time we have Aegis and Cheese, we can definitely do it. But the problem is this Dragon Knight takes so much damage so fast that they have to relocate him out, and they get into the fight on the back foot, and this Death Prophet gets like 3 or 4 Spirit Siphons out, and really makes that fight difficult for Virtus.pro.
Yeah, like, where was your burst damage? Like, you want to kill the Death Prophet so you can focus on a new target, but she's Spirit Siphoning 3 people, has her Exorcism up, it's too much. And then the 3 Familiar drops, I think, actually stunned 4 heroes with each drop, because they all grouped up.
It's really not that easy for them. Like this Newbee lineup is super good on defense, and now that the Mjolnir is complete on Drow, it's going to get even harder. I think at this point your approach might be something along the lines of, again, get the BKB on Dragon Knight, BKB on Lycan, and then you try to break the base by using your BKBs. During that time, your heroes will not die to the Newbee lineup, at least. It's only, like, this Drow lineup, or this Drow build is very magic damage centric right now. He hits for 300, which is a lot, but they have a lot of armor, and the Mjolnir is ineffective during that. So.
SK, Kaka, no one's able to get a nice little pick off. I don't know, like the strategy you're talking about to push in, it doesn't sound like something that's sustainable. Like, you might get 1 lane of Rax.
Yeah, that's a better start than this.
I'm not going to disagree with that. Instead of the stalemate, you can get something. But it doesn't seem like something that's going to help you end the game. Because Newbee's counter push is still insanely strong.
You got to start somewhere. Like, it's better to get 1 Rex than none. And if the alternative is to just farm the map and control and gain gold, fine. Then they need to play that. But, you know, they had this iron grip on the map right there where the entirety of Newbee's lineup was in the base. They had the triangle that they were farming on the right side. Newbee definitely didn't have any heroes out on the map. You have 2 options there. Either you try to run your head into the enemy base and take that tower, or you just go with 1 hero and farm the other side of the map. Like, you could imagine this situation where VP keep 3 heroes in the area they were in, and then IO +1 is just farming all the creeps in the jungle, and Newbee will have no idea because they don't have information to go on. That's when you're out farming your opponent really hard, because Newbee get 1 wave every half minute, and you farm 2 full jungles. Then we're talking like a swing of about 1,000 gold per minute between the 2 teams. That's what they could have done. And you look at Newbee's lineup, it's not very likely that they're going to go on these skirmishes, right? With like 2 heroes out in the jungle and trying to find picks. Like, that's not how their lineup works. It's a 5-man lineup. So I think VP could think about approaching the game in that way. Or if they want to go for this push, they have to approach it differently. It needs to be the Aegis hitting the tower, not this Dragon Knight that needs to be relocated out immediately.
We can wait another minute and a half before we'll find out when Roshan's going to spawn, and then VP can make their plans as well. But Newbee, together they move out. Together it's hard to be picked off. The SK, okay, yeah, you can lose Kaka on the top lane, but he's also, actually, has he finished it? Yeah, he's got himself a Yule Scepter flying on the Courier. So you've got more and more heroes that you want to engage on, which have more and more escapes. You've got 3 Yule Scepters now onto Newbee. Faith doesn't need one because he's got the 4 points up in Gravekeeper's Cloak, plus Ghost Scepter and 2k life.
He's so farmed. This is a tank. This is a really farmed Faith.
Yep.
It's unusual for him to have 9k net worth at this time.
He has more net worth than the SK.
Yep.
They're neck and neck. Like, there's 50 net worth between the two of them, but yeah, Kaka is out looking for his own Aghanim Scepter too.
You can just see the change in mindset of VP, right? Look at how their playstyle just changed in the last minute. This is exactly what I was thinking, right? Like now, they're just farming woods. The Queen of Pain just took the entire top side of the map. The Ogre is starting to farm jungle. The Dragon Knight is farming jungle. And look at how terrified Newbee are. They're moving as like these 3, 4, 5-man groups while they're just getting out-farmed across the map. Check the tendency on the gold graph. This is 0 kills. This is just raw map that they've managed to gain about 3k gold out of over the span of 2 to 3 minutes. So that's the 1000 GPM I was mentioning. If Newbee don't start taking chances and getting out into the map, that tendency will keep going.
And they have to wait 2 minutes for Roshan as well.
Yeah.
Like, the longer this takes, the worse it is for them. But then again, VP still have to go high ground. As long as Newbee are in position when VP properly commit and they win a team fight, then Newbee know they're going to gain a lot of this gold back. 1, through the team fight, and 2, through the push that will come directly after it.
Oh, Newbee are going for this tower. That could backfire if
Mookie needs like 2 hits.
The enemy base.
Literally 2 hits.
Yeah, okay.
That's it.
They can't go further though. If they start going for the VP base, I think it could backfire pretty hard. VP still have the IO advantage of being able to relocate and then push and defend at the same time. And that looks like Newbee have the same read on that. They're going to back off.
Yep.
By the way, VP with 2 10-second BKBs. Both Dragon Knight and Co-op have picked up theirs. So now we're reaching that point where there's a lot more margin for error in the fights. Lycan's BKB is still on 9. I have a lot of time where this puck has minimal impact. Only that Ag's coil will be able to get something done.
Oh, can Mookie decide what the hell he's going to buy? Like he went from having his BKB to a butterfly, and now he's got both of them sitting in his.
I like the idea of not going BKB, honestly. I think it's nice for him to just go more damage. The way they're defending and positioning their heroes, he's a pretty difficult kill for VP in these types of fights. And how much is your BKB really going to help?
He can rely on his teammates to keep him alive. The BKB just meant to be immune to like what, the Queen of Pain silence, the DK breathe fire.
That's the same. He can prevent getting stunned by Dragon Knight, and he can counter the Veil, Shiva damage, which, I mean, it's obviously something. It's significant for sure. It's not a bad item.
If DK is going to stun you, he's going to blink in and get the instant stun. You probably won't be able to get the BKB off in time. Newbee, this is probably the furthest outside their base they've been in a long time.
That's a big rune. That's a big rune.
Oh, and no one's able to pick it up. Well, at least that means you'll be able to kill off one of the familiars, maybe.
The VP of 5 minutes ago would have run up that hill. I'm just saying.
Yes.
They would have run up that hill.
They're waiting for Roshan. The Orb and the Wolf scout out Roshan, so both teams are aware that Roshan is alive. I still love the split. We're gonna keep in mind the split push power. When you pick up BTs on like a player like SC who was pushing the lane out, he can bounce onto the familiars too. He can just keep the split push going, or Faith can keep the split push going with familiars. Newbee are gonna smoke in, and they need to have a sentry ward down so they understand that the wolf is there. In fact, they get rid of the wolf with the familiars. The ping comes in from Ogre.
This is Gem on SC.
The Radiant are scanning out. No one's being aggressive. And that's it. Yep. Gem on SC, no one will be able to catch him off guard. No wolves, no shenanigans. He's actually going Dagon as well. They're going for the burst damage on the puck.
I think it's a good choice.
I thought they would go for a little bit more control, but...
Probably try to kill the Wisp. If you can, maybe.
Yeah. Oh yeah, with Veil and Dagon.
They can do a pretty substantial amount of burst damage together. Him and the Sand King can kill the supports with this combo of items. But, so... You see, the thing that just changed in the map over the last 2 minutes was that Newbee managed
Park,
to... Oh,
top lane, quick Yule Scepter. Io's in the neighborhood, but they don't have another controller. So Park will have to phase shift, jumps into the tree line, no one. He was about to start his blink down to SC, but we'll miss it. So yeah, what has changed, Cinderin?
So the way Newbee managed to get out on the map, you can see in the graph as well, right? Like this is a change where they were starting to lose control, and then they got their side of the map back. Drow was farming the triangle, Sand King is pushing bottom, and the rest of the heroes are moving together. So they got to push it back. Now this is important.
Yeah, SK's going to come back. The double stuns from Familiars inside the pit. The Necrobooks are down. SC with a two-man coil. Epicenter. The Dragon Knight is dropping down low. Fresh Familiars up for the fight, but then again the damage is way too much. They're right on top of Faith, but Moogie, no one is near him. KP surviving with that Spirit Siphon. Where is your damage? The Yule Scepter will take the Drow Ranger up. KP has finally fallen down. The bash from Ramses. It can't just the Drow. No buyback for her. Buyback is available for the Visage as well, but Ramses is just cleaning up Newbee. The one fight, the big fight they had outside their base, and it goes so well. Oh, Pasha, SC's doing the work. It's not done yet.
They're gonna get
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. Roshan is done. He would like to get an extra pickup, but without the Dagon, it ain't happening. TP away.
If they didn't kill that Dragon Knight, this could have been maybe 2 lanes of Rex. I think at this point it might only be 1. They can expend multiple buybacks, but if the DK doesn't buy back, VP might be repelled just by the buybacks alone. Getting that Dragon Knight kill for SC was very important.
It's the SK buyback. SC's just trying to get rid of the creep wave, but Ramses does so much damage. They'll burn the fortification. Burrow strike in. Karka hiding in Viz for the moment. You still got that Gem of True Sight in the safe hands of the Puck, but you've just had a dieback on SK.
That seemed like Newbee weren't on the same page whether to buyback or not. I think they just lost the game. And this is going to be probably mega. Sand King can't respawn now.
Oh boy.
He bought back. 2 other heroes had buybacks but did not expend them.
They need the Drow Ranger to fight this.
She's not alive.
They don't have the damage output to actually repel Virtus.pro.
They could go for megas here.
13 seconds. No one can die. If Newbee lose 1 hero here, then maybe it is going to be megas, but 8 seconds until Drow Ranger is up. KP does not have his exorcism. Looks towards no one. This is more of intimidation to push no one away. Same with Ramses. SC jumps in for the double silence. Lycan into the wall form, but here comes Moogie! Oh, that damage is still not enough. It's KP who falls down. Moogie needs to get back into safety. He cannot afford to die now. There's no buyback on him. This could be the game right now. There isn't enough firepower in Newbee's arsenal to repel Virtus.pro. Maybe when no one commits so heavily in, SC gonna commit his dream call, but Queen of Pain happy to stand here. KP will fall, and that really is the game. There's so many players from VP here. They have megas up, and no one from Newbee that can really stop them from taking the rest of the base. That escalated very quickly.
Yeah, this is probably what VP were hoping to be able to accomplish on their previous pushes, but this time it was set up way better. The fight happened outside of the base. They managed to drag Newbee out to the Roche pit, force the fight to happen there. They had great positioning, good teamwork again. The Dragon Knight got jumped on there. Well, it's very different. They relocated him just a bit off to the side, regened him up, came back in, and when they're fighting out in the open compared to the Newbee base, they could chase them down with the Lycan, run them down, and get those kills. And I think Newbee at that point, they're like, you know, we've lost 2 Roches in a row. This is the one we have to try to fight for. We have our items. They go for it. Didn't work, and the game just spiraled out of control immediately after that. So I think it's very important for VP to win this game after they ran into the dire base twice and failed, and it's going to be good for their confidence that they won it. But I don't think they feel happy with how they won that game. I think that showed some of the old VP weakness of being too over-aggressive sometimes that can still be polished a bit going.
Yeah, and they got the opportunity they wanted from Newbee to actually have them come outside the base. So what they were trying to force, Newbee ended up providing to them, and that gives a 1-1 result, keeping the group stage insanely close, because you can keep tabs on all of that over on all the official websites, and we'll be back for our second series of the day in just a bit.